Alright, so I think we have a little WebBot update. I had several people message me through YouTube about this as well. There's been a food recall on a beef jerky product due to undeclared wheat, mustard, soy, and sulfites. Recall date June 12th, 2014. Today is what, the 16th? So the WebBot, when I read that little update, a week and a half or whatever it was ago, talked about there'd be some. He's like, how we have the GM car recalls going on right now. Looks like there's some other kind of recall coming up, and something to do with meat. I thought he said it had something to do with meat, if I recall. Nonetheless, this is now here. So it looks like a Canadian Food Inspection Agency has posted this. So again, not that that means anything. Oh, there's a beef jerky recall. All it was is basically a precursor event to say, hey, this is also in the data of the WebBot report. Look for these things in the near future, to let it, to see if we're on the right track. Now, the other thing it talked about the other day, which I mentioned, it said that kind of like we have this thing going on. You heard about the that group, I think, somewhere out of Africa that took these 200 girls. We have Michelle Obama, hashtag release our girls, whatever nonsense. What the WebBot said would be over in Ukraine, that Russia would basically come in and kind of rescue children or a kid. It would be some kind of spectacular, deal on Russia's side, which makes Russia look really good from how they handle the situation and save these kids or what have you. And that was supposed to peter out right around the 12th of this month, which was a few days ago. And usually it's plus or minus about 3 days. So 12, 13, 14, 15th would have been yesterday. Now, I haven't checked a whole bunch of news here in the last day or two, but I didn't see anything standing out that said there was some kind of big rescue of children. Now, the other day when I did the video talking about it, something was in the news was very interesting, was that the Ukraine forces had been shelling or bombing, whatever, and hit a school with kids in it. And they had the TV crews there, and they showed them sweeping up the massive amounts of glass and stuff that was blown through the building, and talked that it was about it being a children's school, and they had to evacuate children and stuff like that. Still pretty interesting that the WebBot would talk about something like this, and that these children would need to be rescued, and Russia's going to kind of come to the aid, and make them look real good for stepping in and helping the situation. Now, the news article immediately after that, talking about that, from Russia Today, I believe, talked about how, Russian representatives going to the United Nations are now stepping in to see if we can get a real ceasefire kind of a thing happening, because of this event, and now that kids are involved. So you have to understand the WebBot's not perfect, and for anything even remotely close to happen during the time frame that it said to look for something like this, still pretty amazing. Other times it's dead on. I mean, the WebBot just spot on, and it's sometimes spectacular when it hits one of those. But again, you're talking about a person who has to interpret what a computer is generating as content and decipher what he thinks it means, and it's literally up to his interpretation. So want to share those couple of things with you, and that's it for now.